one didn't, because that's my camera. Don't throw that one away, okay?
No, I don't throw things away,
All right. Go ahead and play the.
especially electronics.
You can play
All
the
right.
ad.
Forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Glad to have each and every one of you with us on today's show. We're going to be talking a little bit about small business and how, of course, they're trying to regain their footing this year, following a very tough year. A Bank of America survey is out. Sharon Miller is going to be joining us a little bit later. She's the head of small business at Bank of America. She's going to be discussing the economic outlook, concerns, and growth expectations, as well as operational shifts and accelerated transition to digital, which, of course, is where I think a lot of us have finally kind of come to terms with saying, oh, there's an easier, maybe even a better way of doing so virtually. Of course, that is if the power is on and or there aren't a bunch of hacks happening, which is, of course, happening across the nation, which I did see a news story yesterday, which kind of brought me kind of a lot of concern, only because when you have the power companies having hack attacks or ransomware attacks and they're starting to go next level with it, it kind of makes you wonder who's at the head of it all and who's trying to infiltrate the system. Of course, this happens around the world. It's happened in very big areas as well. So these are things that I remember them saying something that when it was seen as more of a nuisance is now becoming elevated to a very big thing. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm surprised at this point they haven't called it like a type of terrorism type of attack. Does that make sense?
No, I have not. Terrorist attack.
No.
You got me worried now.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me refer to it this way. And again, sometimes words mean everything to people. But, okay, for example, if there's an attack on the nation, right, depending on if it's home front, they'll call it different things, right? They'll call it a hate crime or they'll call it different things. And then when it's like on U.S. soil from a foreign nation, right, like a very terrible thing like 9/11, other things, they call it a terrorist attack, right? Or if there's like a bomb sighting or a bomb planted, right? Some of them are homegrown and others are from another nation, right? So they call it a terrorist attack. But with the latest news about certain hacks happening, and of course, certain very, very, the pipeline was one of them. Now we're hearing about other things where they've actually paid out money and they've tried to recover money that they paid out because they're trying to arrest the people that actually basically, for example, let me read this so I give some perspective on this. And this includes businesses as well, because the question of the day is, where are these hacks really coming from and who is getting paid a lot of money for it? The Justice Department has recovered the majority of a multi-million-dollar ransom payment to hackers after a cyber attack that caused the operator of the nation's largest fuel pipeline to halt its operations last month. The operation to recover the cryptocurrency. So first of all, I want to go to that really quick. Jesse, do you know what cryptocurrency is?
I know what it is, kind of, but like it's still a mystery to me.
Bitcoin, right? It's a digital form of transaction where you put in a certain amount of dollars and then it gets converted into digital assets and or money. They say some you can mine it, you can make money at it. So this is what they were wanting the hackers or ransomware attackers. What they do, for those that don't know, is they'll lock up your system and they have a certain thing that I believe comes up and it'll show you where you could pay it to in order to like relinquish control of your system. So they give you like a code and then you have access to your system again, right? So in essence, it's kind of like a kidnapping of the state's or nation's resources. Does that make sense, Jesse?
Yeah, especially if someone has control over it and they say, "Yo, give me money or you can't use it." Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's what's been happening, but it's nothing new. It's happened to businesses and organizations for quite some time. There is insurance that you could buy as a business to help yourself or your website out. Have you ever seen websites that go out or they have like a DNS server request, and like there's companies that have been shut down. There's insurance companies that will actually, you have to pay into it a premium, but they'll cover you for the amount of time that you're not technically making any money based on what your current valuation is of your current business online. So the fact that this has happened now in state-run programs and or systems really has a lot of cause for concern right now, which is why we're hearing a lot about it. And I think it's something to definitely look out for and be at least alerted for in the event that it does happen. According to this information, though, the operation to recover the cryptocurrency from the Russia-based hacker group is the first undertaken by a specialized ransomware task force created by the Biden administration Justice Department, and reflects what U.S. officials say are an increasingly aggressive approach to deal with a ransomware threat that in the last month has targeted critical industries around the world. And the amount of money, by the way, that they actually spent, Jesse, is a whopping $4.4 million. Can you believe that?
Wow, I cannot believe that. Uh, I will say this though, for those hacker groups out there, you know what? They should probably get a job and try to be cybersecurity. You probably make some decent money.
That's probably
But
the only way they're going to get away from the law at this point.
right,
Right? Colonial officials have said they took their pipeline system offline before the attack could spread to the operating system. That they decided to pay the $4.4 million ransom, hoping that it would come back as soon as it could. The 63.7 Bitcoin ransom, which is very difficult to track, a favorite currency of hackers because of the perception it's more difficult to trace, which it is currently valued at 2.3 million. Here's why. It fluctuates so significantly wildly, right? So that's the thing about Bitcoin. You can make money in between, and you can lose a lot of money in between. Stephanie Hines says the extortionists will never see this money, but they basically lost a good 2 million. So somebody made the money somewhere, right? But this is the problem, and we're going to see more of this situation acting quite recently. The FBI discourages the payment of ransom, fearing it could encourage additional hacks, which it's already happening with or without the hacks, without the money. They said the takeaway for the private sector is that if companies could come quickly to law enforcement, officials may be able to conduct similar seizures in the future. So, big stuff happening. I know this is something that even small businesses have had to deal with, and the question is, what do you do next? What do you do when your whole system gets locked up? For some, they just start over. For others, you just have to delete your operating system and then start again. It happens on certain websites that you might visit. There are ones that aren't even real, but they act like they're real. So if it happens on your phone, and I've seen certain websites come up that way, just close it out, restart it, and you'll be fine typically. But visiting other websites can definitely bring these onto your system. Email attachments, links that you click on, you have to be careful. I cannot tell you how many times I've warned people, don't click on certain links you do not understand, because those may take you to a place where you will then download a virus or malware or some type of system, which this would be considered, I believe, malware. So don't allow that to happen, because then they seize over control. It locks you out of your system, may even grant them access. I hope that they're looking to make sure that even with this, that somebody else doesn't have access to be able to overcome their own computer systems, because they can and do that quite often. So I'm hoping this is going to be nipped in the bud. I don't know if it will be. It'll be interesting to see down the line, but I don't know. Who knows? Other good news, though, there's a lot of information on Apple, and they unveiled their iOS 15 with new features. And they're calling it for the post-pandemic life, as though the pandemic is over. It's not over, people. You know what? I would love for that announcement to be the case. It's just not, though. Apple kicked off their annual developers conference on Monday by unveiling new features that cater to the lives as the world begins to emerge from the pandemic, including updates to video calls on FaceTime and the digital keys in Apple Wallet. On FaceTime, Apple will offer new options to let users watch movies or listen to music together during a call. How cool is that? That's kind of cool. It's introducing a new grid feature to better broadcast every face on a call. Android and Windows users will now also be able to join FaceTime calls. I'm so glad. I have the new Android. Somebody asked me to FaceTime. I'm like, I can't. I have Android. Because I used to have the iPhone, and I used to use that. But which I think I'm going to want to go back to the iPhone. I'm kind of tired of my Galaxy. I'm ready to almost just sell it. Apple's introducing updates to their mobile wallet that will allow users to unlock everything from their home to their hotel room with digital keys in the app. I'm not sure how I feel with that, because what if you lose your phone and or someone uses it? Right, Jesse?
That's why you have a passcode and fingerprint security on your phone. So, yeah.
I still don't know how I feel about that, though. Maybe you're right. But I lost my iPhone, so I have all my information on there. And then I gave out my password just because I need it back. But there you go. It says you can never leave home without your keys, so we're continuing to add keys to Wallet and making them even better. That's according to Jennifer Bailey, who's the VP of Internet Services in Apple Pay, citing recent additions such as car keys to unlock a vehicle from your iPhone. BMW and others will ship cars with this feature starting later this year. They'll also make it possible to store your identity cards in Apple Wallet. Starting this fall, users can scan your driver's license or ID into the Wallet app in participating states where it will be stored in an encrypted form. Bailey said Apple is working with the TSA to use that digital ID at airport security checkpoints. The features were announced at Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference, a multi-day event, which is typically heavy on software news. The company is rumored to be planning a range of other announcements, including revamped MacBooks and an overhaul of the iPad operating system. So some cool stuff, some new things coming up around the corner. Does that excite you or does it not? Is that like a big thing? Is it like you're waiting for something bigger to happen? I always like it when people start voicing what they think is good and or not good in the world of Apple, because there's some things that just don't work, and then there's other things that you're like, okay, that's kind of cool. I want to do a big shout out to those tuning in. We got Lucy Sanchez says, good morning all. Good morning, Lucy. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine, awesome busy day ahead for today. Let's see, Diana Chenevere from Florida says, love from abroad or aboard the Crown Prince on the Emerald Coast of Northwest Florida. Good to have you, Diana. Angela Araujo says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Angela. And Katya Wunderland from Switzerland says, good morning, evening, everyone of our vacation. I think it's 4 o'clock there. The beautiful lake in southern Switzerland. I want a picture of that beautiful lake. So does everybody else. Let's see. Nepal's tuning in from Srihari, Kerala. Glad to have you with us. And for the rest of you, let's see. Stephanie Reed says, I have a Motorola G Power and love it. Best phone than Apple. The camera feature and the quality is amazing. I will say what I do like the Galaxy Note is the camera, but I do not like the rounded screen. It's too touchy, and certain things get touched a little too quick. It's not as intuitive as the Apple, in my opinion, and I've had both. So there you go. I just need to post a picture of my Apple and be like, does anybody find this? I need to just do that and hope maybe it comes back to my life. I have so many good stuff there. Make sure to download or upload, rather, your stuff onto the cloud before it gets lost. I should have done it before. I'm regretting it ever since. I had pictures there that are worth, like, they're timeless. They're timeless, and they mean so much to me, and I thought I'd have it forever. I can't believe I lost it prior to the accident, but there you go. So if you find a red phone or a red case, there it is, okay? But I should have had a picture on there at least that would have told people. There's so many regrets I have losing that, so don't let that be your regret. Okay, people, make it a great day. We got to take a quick break. We got more coming up, including small business talk right after this, and some retweets as well. Some big names over there. Thank you for retweeting. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Car, been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff and spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing and Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing and Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing and Banning.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us here on the morning show. Wherever you're tuning in from, we appreciate you. I do want to say a big thank you to our Floridian group over there, which Jesse does not want to go back anytime soon. And if he does, I think Diana should let him aboard your humble yacht over there, the Crown Prince, which evidently you have an English friend with you, Sally. So we're saying hello and good morning to Sally as well. Right, Jesse?
Oh, yes. Hey, Sally. Yeah, I think I was just stressed out and the heat just hit me so bad. I've never experienced humidity like that. So I think next time I go there, I think I'll be a little bit prepared and I'll choose clothing a little bit differently because I think I'll wear more tank tops and stuff.
It's true, man. If you're not prepared for humid weather, it's just, it's one thing to be hot, but it's another thing because we here in California rarely have humid weather. And if we do, it's rare, right, Jesse? I mean, there's been times where it's like hot and humid, but I would rather take dry and hot than humid and hot, right? Because it's just sweat left. Unless you're like in a steam bath. That's what it feels like, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But you know what? If you're used to it, you're used to it because there are people that come over there from there and come over here and they'll complain that they'll get like chapped lips and stuff like that.
It's true.
So it's just
your
we're
body.
used to it. Yeah. So
your body acclimates differently. I will say when I visited Cancun, I visited some people out there, and here when you go to church, you wear, you know, not all but some wear a tie, you know, a suit and a typical shirt. Down there, no, it doesn't work that way because it's just too hot. You probably like die of a well, not die, but you suffer from like heat stroke and then maybe die. I don't know. So those are the things you definitely don't want in your life, but people learn how to dress appropriately, and there you go. So although Jesse was very not liking Florida yesterday, that's only because he doesn't like the weather. He loves Florida, right, Jesse?
oh no, I want to explore Florida more. I still want to go gator hunting and because I've seen so many cool things while I was driving there. Like they have palm trees, but they're so different from ours.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I was staring at them, I was like, why do those palm trees look different? And I always forget, there's different types of palm trees, Jesse. But when you're visiting a new place, you're just looking at all the trees, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. Very true. Good morning, Julie DeFio. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Okay, this is interesting news. Jesse, do you like the taste of tap water?
As long as it doesn't taste weird, I do drink tap water from time to time if I'm super thirsty and there's no water anywhere nearby.
I do not like tap water. I can tell you right now, I've done it. I don't like it. I'd use the Brita. When I use the Brita and then I filter it more, to me, then I can have it. Otherwise, I can't do it. But if you live in LA, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, San Diego, or Ventura counties, the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, the wholesaling agency that provides water to 19 million people in 6 counties, announced Monday it took first place in an international competition to determine the best tasting tap water. The agency won the prize during the 31st annual Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting Competition, which included entries from 14 countries and 19 states. The city of Santa Ana, a member of MWD, took second place. General Manager Jeffrey Keitlinger said this, quote, while water quality and safety are always our utmost priorities, it's important to us that the consumers like the taste of our water. Yeah, I would hope so. Good taste is an important confirmation for consumers of the quality of the water coming from their taps. According to MWD, the winning water originated in Northern California's Sierra Nevada, which was imported through the State Water Project and treated at the Jensen Water Treatment Plant in Granada Hills with ozone gas. The water is lightly treated with a small amount of chlorine as it leaves the plant for disinfection purposes. Water from the plant is circulated in LA, Ventura, and Orange counties, and is frequently blended with local supplies before reaching homes and businesses. It's not the first time MWD has claimed the top prize. The agency also won the competition in 2008 and 1998, while placing second in 2000 and 2003. So some interesting things, right, Jesse? Good things to know, and maybe, if it tastes good, maybe it is good, or maybe not. I don't really know. I think I always got kind of freaked out when I saw that movie, which was, what was it with Aaron Brockovich? Remember that?
Aaron Brockovich. Oh, yes, about the cancer thing, and yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, and Bad Water. And it's not the first time that we've heard of that. Or Flint, Michigan, right? Flint, Michigan. Oh. That was Bad Water. So at least our water's not that bad. But I always get like, what if it is? Am I going to get it from the water supply? And that I hope never happens. All right, so how's your water taster? Do you take tap water? Do you enjoy tap water? Do you run it through something? I run it through Brita. I do. I'm not afraid to say it. Let's see. Rosalie Huerta Madrigal says, running in late, had to get my poison, which is coffee first. Okay, so do you use regular tap water for that coffee? Let's see. Diana says, Sally visits yearly. Sally and I are celebrating our birthdays. A little belated, but making the most of spending time together. You know what? You go on with your bad self and enjoy another year around the sun. She says, I remember the movie Aaron Brockovich. Yes, that's what it was called. All right, we're going to take another quick break here. We're coming up around the corner. Bank of America is going to be joining us, talking about small business and how they're recovering and what you need to know. Coming up right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with the mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness, 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience, handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
Ontario International Airport is onto a better way to fly with over 65 daily non-stop flights to more than 20 major destinations and the easiest airport experience in Southern California. Visit flyonto.com/Ontario to learn more about Ontario International Airport today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Glad to have each and every one of you with us on today's show. Talking lots about a lot of things. Let's see. Rosalie says there, OMG, I do use tap water. I would never drink tap water, but I hadn't thought of it like that. Maybe because I'm not fully awake before I have my Java. But starting now, I will use filtered water. I just bought a new filter from Costco, Brita, copycat this weekend. So there you go. Stephanie says, Florida heat is way too hot for me. That is a state with too many mosquitoes, fire ants, and bugs. I'm highly allergic to insect bugs. So yeah, not good for you either. So I think that's why Diana actually spends time on her yacht, right? That's kind of the way to go. I would do that too if I had a yacht. I'm pretty sure, right? It's a humble yacht. So there's different sizes of yachts, but it's a good yacht to be on. All right. I'm envisioning myself on that yacht right now, Jesse. Are you? Is it just me? I think it's just me.
Oh no, I would love to be there.
Yeah.
I would take just like a week off.
Exactly. So you might have more visitors. Just let you know, Diana. We can broadcast off of the humble yacht. Let's see. Now this is interesting, Jesse. You might view this as interesting. I know a lot of people will. Adults can claim a complimentary joint of marijuana in Washington State this week when they receive a COVID-19 vaccine shot. Did you know that?
Are you serious?
I'm not joking. The Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board. This is on ABC News, by the way. I'm not even trying to make it a thing. Announced Monday that the promotion called Joint for Jabs. Oh, I get it. That's actually a clever name. Was effective immediately and would run through July 12th. During the afforded time period, state-licensed cannabis retailers are permitted to give one free pre-rolled joint to customers who are 21 or older when they receive their first or second dose of a COVID-19 vaccine at an active on-site vaccination clinic. Customers can only claim the complimentary joint from the retail location during the same visit as receiving the jab, according to the board. The board said it has received multiple requests from cannabis retail licensees to engage in promotions to support state vaccination efforts. The board recently allowed for a beer, wine, or cocktail to be provided at no cost for those 21 or older who are vaccinated by June 30th. More than 44% of the Evergreen State's population is fully vaccinated against COVID-19, according to the latest data from the Washington State Department of Health. Meanwhile, 42% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated, according to the latest data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Washington is not the only U.S. state to get creative in incentivizing people. Arizona, a cannabis dispensary, is handing out free pre-rolled joints and gummy edibles in exchange for getting vaccinated. On April 20th, a date widely considered the unofficial pot holiday, cannabis reform activists dropped or group DC Marijuana Justice gave away more than 8 pounds of locally grown cannabis rolled up into over 4,200 joints at 30 vaccination sites across Washington, D.C. Then New Jersey partnered with 13 local breweries to offer free beer to residents who got their first vaccine dose in May. Meanwhile, several states have launched COVID-19 vaccine lotteries, in which, you're eligible to win cash prizes. Since the start of the pandemic, more than 33 million people across the U.S. have been diagnosed. Nearly 600,000 have died from the disease. That's according to data collected by Johns Hopkins University. So what do you think about that, Jesse?
Anything to get people to get that vaccine, huh?
I guess so. I just wonder if it would be the money or the joint that would do it for some people. I don't know.
I don't know. If you live in Vegas, you get the free lap dances. If you're in Washington, you get the free joints. I don't. If you're in Ohio, you get $1 million lottery entry. Oh my lord. I don't know what to think.
I don't know either. I don't know, but there you go. So that's interesting news. Would that matter to you? Would it not matter to you? Do you want people to know? I don't know.
Be an incentive for me to get jabbed.
Yeah, the economy's recovering. Many Americans are not reaping the benefits. Unemployment's still well above where it was before the pandemic. Millions of jobs have not returned, though. Can those who are struggling count on a fourth stimulus? The third round of relief payments kicked off in mid-March, courtesy of the American Rescue Plan. Upwards of 167 million people have received up to $1,400 each, adding up to somewhere close to $422 billion. The ARP checks followed closely behind the $600 payments from January, which came 9 months after the $1,200 payments from the pandemic's early days. Each of the relief payments was an attempt to cushion Americans from COVID's economic impact. But the question is there going to be more that's done around the corner? Is there a fourth one coming up? So that's the question as of late. We'll probably hear about that around the corner. Keep that in your heads. Will it happen? I don't know, but I do know we got to take a quick break because we're going to be talking about small business with Bank of America's very own Sharon Miller coming up around the corner. So stay tuned to that. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com, Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the UPS store local.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
Join Daryl McCanns and Yvette Walker each Tuesday at 4 p.m. on ABC News Radio, KMET, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show highlights successful businesses and individuals behind them. Daryl and Yvette interview the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. on KMET AM, FM, and Internet KMET TV.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. And lately, of course, we've been dealing with a huge pandemic, and small businesses have had to take a lot of time for themselves and figure out what's working, what's not working. A lot have closed. Some are trying to open up and reopen. A lot of questions, and to have some of the answers is Bank of America, especially the small business portion of Bank of America. Sharon Miller is here with us. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Sharon. Are you there with us, Sharon? Okay, I think we'll be connecting with Sharon in just a bit. Jesse, you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'll figure it out.
Okay, all right. We'll get her just around the corner. According to the 2021 Bank of America Small Business Owner Report, a study exploring the concerns, aspirations, and perspectives of about 1,000 small business owners across the country, entrepreneurs have started to regain their footing as economic and business confidence bounce back from levels seen in the fall. Those small business owners are continuing to navigate unique challenges brought on by the coronavirus. A more widely available vaccine and or herd immunity may be helping renew their confidence and, of course, giving people some optimism for the year ahead. The Bank of America key findings have found that business outlook and economic optimism have bounced back. 60% of business owners expect their revenue to increase over the next 12 months. Economic confidence has strengthened. 50% of entrepreneurs project the national economy will improve over the next year, and 56% believe the same about their local economy. Jesse, do we have Sharon there ready to go? Okay, I think we're trying
They're running a little bit behind. I'm talking to them right now.
Okay, so they're all right. Got it. All right. So we'll get her ready to go in just a bit here. But for those of you wondering, do you have a small business? Have you had a small business? Have you seen the effects of coronavirus? I've seen a couple of effects. I have which I just went to Chinatown the other day through it. I was taking the metro, which is an interesting ride. A lot of it's for free, by the way, which is good. But I was going through Chinatown, and I was like, oh, man, I want to go visit my favorite spot, which has great Chinese food. And they've been open for a long time. Nope. Checked it. Closed. And that's the type of thing that when we see those type of things, we go, no, coronavirus has definitely had its effect and then some. So I believe Sharon's ready to go now?
Yes, she's ready to go.
Awesome. Fantastic. Joining us right now is Sharon Miller, the head of small business at Bank of America. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Sharon.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Aaron.
Yeah, Sharon, look, this survey is very important, especially to business owners. And we're talking about lives that are impacted, not just on the flip side of consumers, but especially those that put their hard work, their hard time, their hard effort into these businesses. And then some of them have had to literally shutter their stores. Others are trying to reopen. What's been the latest survey? What has it been telling you there at Bank of America?
Well, what we're finding is that, business owners, they're starting to regain their footing, and that economic confidence, business revenue expectations, and hiring plans have bounced back significantly from what we saw in the fall. And in fact, 60%, when I look at the national numbers, 60% told us that they expect their revenue to increase, and that's up significantly from the fall, which was at 34%. And then I look at Los Angeles, 69% expect their revenue to increase. So even more optimistic there in the LA area than we saw on the national front.
And expectation is good. What are we seeing in terms of the financials? Is there any benefit there happening, and are we seeing anything happen, especially in sales pickup? Because I know a lot of people are now out and about. There's a lot more traffic back to the way it was before the pandemic.
Absolutely. And we do see, I mean, businesses are fueled by consumer spending, and there's a lot of pent up demand. We've seen, in fact, at Bank of America, we expect the economy to increase by 7% this year, which is a very healthy level of growth. And so, as people are moving about, we do see spending happening, which in turn fuels businesses. And small business, that is the backbone of the U.S. economy. And so it's important for all of us to be mindful and help these businesses and shop small.
Well, and what tools and resources does Bank of America have right now that can help? Maybe they've had all this time, but maybe that people don't know Bank of America has, especially for business owners.
Yeah, I mean, to stay afloat during the pandemic, we found that half of small businesses, they tapped into funding sources, whether it be their own personal savings, business credit cards, PPP loans. And at Bank of America, we helped over 485,000 businesses across the country for $35 billion in capital to really stay afloat through the PPP program. And so, there's so many resources and programs to take advantage of. And so I think it's important that business owners are working with a small business banker, they're working with their CPAs, and they're getting that professional advice and guidance so they do understand what's available for them as we come through this recovery.
Yeah, I'm looking at the small business banking part of Bank of America, an all-in-one business checking solution. I always look at the merchant line, and I go, I need to open my business account here so I could get in quicker. But look, businesses, I've always relied, especially on Bank of America. I've been a long time, personal holder, checking in savings with Bank of America. I remember it was my first bank ever to be a part of. Great customer service, by the way. But in a struggling economy and struggling time, how important is that to always be there for your customers?
I think it's so important. I mean, listen, we are here to serve our clients, and that's what we do day in, day out. And I feel very proud of the work that we have done, both with our consumers as well as our business owners, whether it be through the PPP, all the deferrals that we've helped our clients with, getting through what we needed to get through in order to come out on the other side. And, as you look at vaccines being more widely distributed, in fact, 80% of business owners told us that, the quicker we can get to herd immunity in our local communities, the faster we're going to be able to get to back to normal.
Right. I think this is the biggest thing for people to understand that it's important, especially business owners. And I have to ask, what's there some advice that you've been giving local business owners, maybe in your neck of the woods, in order to keep their head above board?
Well, I mean, I think it's important that, you're looking at the landscape. And what we found during the pandemic were, many made operational changes, and there was definitely a shift to digital. And so, digital, having that online presence, having the ability to pivot is so important. And in fact, 62% told us that, the changes and enhancements they have made with their business to allow that broader presence than just, the brick and mortar. Now they were able to serve, further, and they were able to keep going even if their doors were closed. So, what we find is that as we move beyond this pandemic, entrepreneurs are telling us they're going to keep these practices in place. So, digital, enhancing their sanitation practices, accepting more forms of cashless payments, all of these came about during this pandemic, and I think those trends are here to stay.
Well, and you have great options for the average business to be able to easily pivot into cashless payments, more so than ever before. I know some places are just like, we're not taking cash, they don't want to touch it, and then others are just taking it but trying to do so safely. A lot of people still try to figure out how to make sense of it. We're not over the pandemic just yet. We're still going through it. However, I want to say thank you for doing your part there to make it simple for people to, of course, get the help they need.
Thank you so much, Aaron. And we want you to be a business client of ours too. So we need to contact you after this.
Oh, I will, definitely. Thank you so very much, Sharon.
Thank you.
All right, there's Sharon Miller, who's the executive there, head of small business at Bank of America, member of the company's management operating committee. Her team is responsible for providing more than 12 million business owner clients a full range of financial products and services through Bank of America's network of approximately 4,300 plus financial centers, 16,000 ATMs, and an award-winning digital banking platform. So if you've been needing to think of a bank that can help you out, I will say Bank of America has always been there for me. I'm sure they could be there for you as well, and you can figure that out as well. Let's see questions. And Diana says, why didn't Bank of America lower their customers' credit card interest rates to help people recover when today's interest rates are so low? That's a good question. I would ask them that personally. And I do know that I believe if you have a credit card company, you can ask for them to see if they could get a lower rate. I don't know that that's possible with Bank of America. I just know you can shop around and do that as well. That's, but I agree with you. I want a lower one as well. But of course, you got to have good credit. So if you have good credit, which I have a feeling you do, then of course you got that taken care of. Right, Jesse?
Oh, yeah. Everyone who has great credit. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that one. I was just agreeing with you.
It's all right. A lot of people, I think, right now are in a very interesting time. I think a lot of people are kind of, some would like to think they're cash rich, which I guess some people that are, have an income coming in and are saving or holding on to it are cash rich. But there's a lot of people that are not, and they're just living off of credit. Some have not been able to pay their credit card debt down. So I think that's why places like Dave Ramsey, which are here at 11 o'clock, are such good ones to listen to. So download our app. It's free, KMET, $14.90 AM. Get out of debt with he has a great program to be able to do that. He always says take baby steps to get to the big stuff. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, because I know in shopping for a car right now, I got to figure out that situation, especially with the credits and then some. But there you go. Rosalie says, let's see, I am very generous. I made the butter once, which took 8 hours to cook, and I loaded those brownies with a ton of butter. What is she talking about there?
She's talking about the marijuana joints.
Oh, is that what she's talking about? Okay, all right, got it. I was like, wait, what is she talking about? All right, yeah, I see that. Oh, speaking of which, let me go to this story, which is one of which I think, being coffee drinkers, you might want to check out. I saw it on here it is, Profi. Do you know what Profi is, Jesse?
Of course I do, but I don't think everyone else does.
No, obviously not. You don't really drink coffee, though, right?
No, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, Profi is protein coffee. It says exactly what it sounds like. Protein, usually in the form of powder, added to your morning brew. Sounds like a good idea. Is it? A registered dietitian says, I don't know. Coffee in its solo form can be good for us, can be not so good for us. Coffee is loaded with antioxidants. It's been linked to a prevention of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, as well as cirrhosis. Coffee contributes to the hydration status, and it makes many of us happy, right? I think some of you guys agree about that. Your favorite morning bev is also a place for many to sneak in some much-needed nutrients like calcium. When is it not good for you? Well, of course, when you load it up with processed creamers, sugar, artificial sweeteners, it gets a thumbs up for your health, thumbs down depending on how you dress it up. But what about protein coffee? As a reminder, of course, protein is important for building muscles, skin, and hair, hormones, enzymes, even to build antibodies for a good immune system. But protein's used in mainly bodily functions like cell maintenance and repair, blood clotting. But starting it with this, is it a good idea or a bad idea? The answer, according to this article, is yes, it can be. It's healthy for you if you're adding it to your coffee that's already healthy. For example, fair trade organic is good. With no added sweeteners, and a half scoop of a high-quality protein powder can be a good option for upping your morning protein game. Who knew? On the other hand, coffee with 2 Splendas, an artificial vanilla creamer, and a poor-quality protein powder is considered unhealthy. The additional protein will not make it healthier. In fact, poor-quality protein powder will only make it worse. Did you know you could get protein powder like by itself, Jesse?
No, I did not.
Man.
I have no. What's it made out of? I don't
Protein. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Look for a powder with no artificial sweeteners, no unhealthy gums, and filters such as carrageenan. Also remember that adding milk already contributes to your coffee's protein count. Cow's milk has 8 grams of protein per cup, and almond milk has 2 grams. So adding protein powder is essentially just taking your coffee up a protein notch. I usually have, whenever I go to like Jamba Juice or places that have like, where they make up your drink, I usually get like protein added to it because I usually need my protein. Does that make sense? Like I need at least 23 grams of protein on average for myself to make myself feel better, to be able to complement the sugar intake that I'm about to take. If I don't get the protein, then the sugar kind of doesn't work well with my energy, and I get a little like shaky within 3 hours. So that's how my body works. But there you go. Some good stuff to know, right? Do you drink Profi in the morning or Profi? Was it Profi or Profi or Prodi? I don't know.
I think you said Profi. I think Profi sounds better anyway.
Profi. Get your Profi in the morning and make it good, right? All right, so there you go. Weird stuff, right? It's stuff you don't ever think about, but now you know, and knowing is hopefully better than not. Alzheimer's. Experts are now sharing what you need to know about the newly approved FDA treatment. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration have delivered a burst of hope to the 6 million Americans currently living with Alzheimer's. This happened just yesterday. For the first time in 20 years, the approval of a drug to fight the disease. The new therapy will be sold under the brand name, I think you say it, Aduhelm, and delivered by infusion every 4 weeks. How well the drug itself works remains somewhat of a mystery. In a statement, the director of the FDA Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, Dr. Patricia Cavazzoni, expressed cautious optimism about it. She said, quote, currently available therapies only treat symptoms of the disease. This treatment option is the first therapy to target and affect the underlying disease process of Alzheimer's. As we have learned from the fight against cancer, the accelerated approval pathway can provide therapies to patients faster while spurring more research and innovation. The drug has received accelerated approval from the FDA and expedited green light given to drugs that treat serious conditions and fill an unmet medical need. But with just 2 studies on its effectiveness, questions are remaining as to whether the drug will make an impact. 2 experts argue that the FDA was right to issue approval and say it's better to give individuals a chance to try it. They said, quote, this is really pretty amazing news today. Dr. Robert J. Vassar, the Davie Professor of Alzheimer's Research at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine, he said there are so many people out there with Alzheimer's disease, and with the aging of American societies around the world, the numbers are increasing at a staggering rate. The FDA feels it's better to get in there and try to do something earlier rather than later, and that makes sense to me. Dr. Ronald Peterson, director of the Mayo Clinic Alzheimer's Disease Research Center and the Mayo Clinic Study of Aging, says he agrees. He says this is the first disease-modifying therapy that's been approved for Alzheimer's by the FDA. So, good news on that home front. Great news coming up around the corner. That's called ABC News. Download our app. It's free. We'll see you tomorrow here on The Morning Show. Make it a great day. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye.